I lost my virginity at a really young age, believe it or not. I don't talk about this much, but I was still in the womb when it happened, actually. I lost my virginity to my twin sister, and I know it's incest, or I know that now, but, you know, back then I had no frame of reference. I'm just swimming there in darkness. I occasionally hear a subway and what sounds like people arguing, so I don't know if that means my dad's going to be verbally abusive when I'm born, or my mom's just watching shit go down on General Hospital. But, yeah, so I lost my virginity to my twin sister. Now, those of you who know me might be saying, Alex, you don't have a twin sister, what the fuck are you talking about? And that is correct. She came out stillborn. But it was her own fault. We had about 8 feet of umbilical cord at our disposal, and she was into choke sex, so you do the math. So that's how that happened. And, sorry, awkward moment. I'm good at awkward. I think I don't fit in, really, especially in Dallas. And I think part of the reason for that is I don't have one of those, I don't have a, what do you call those shits? Like, they're really fun at first, but then you just realize it's a complete bitch and take up all your money. A coke habit. I don't have one of those. You probably thought I was going to say girlfriend, but no. I'm actually very positive on the idea of relationships. I am, kind of by default. Because I've gone through, you know, all the other options, like moping, brooding, lying on my bed on top of the covers with the lights off, listening to my Smiths album. And it's kind of like, yeah, I'm very positive about it now. By process of elimination. You don't have to laugh. I'm just here killing time. But yeah, so it's really like having one of those sample packs from General Mills cereals when you've gone through like the tricks and the golden grams, and there's like only 2 left at the box, and you're like, holy shit, they still make Cookie Crisp? Well, it's either this or Crisp-X, so fuck it, yeah. Where, you know, obviously Cookie Crisp is a metaphor for positivity about relationships, and Crisp-X is, of course, smoking crystal methamphetamine. But on that note of abstinence from meth consumption, I'd like to start us off with our next performer. So please welcome Clayton Gates.
All right. Let's have another round of applause for the opener. I went out last Friday, just having fun. Policeman tried to arrest me for something I didn't done. Oh, that Lord, he sure is good to me. So I called upon my mama. My mama told me, son, they don't care if you're guilty or not, and boy, you better run. Oh, that Lord, he sure is good to me. So I called upon my woman. Surely she'd understand, but she took my $20 bill and ran off with another man. Oh, that Lord, he sure is good to me. So I called upon the preacher, cause he'll know what to do. But he just turned his back on me, so I guess that isn't true. Oh, that Lord, he sure is good to me. Oh dear, how can it be? You say you love them rounders and don't love me. Oh, that Lord, he sure is good to me. So I called upon sweet Jesus, gotta help me make a stand. I thought God wanted a good life for me, but I guess he had other plans. Oh, that Lord, he sure is good to me. Oh, that Lord, he sure is good to me. Sunday morning, what did I see? A crowd of angels coming down, and they're coming after me. And I would pray, pray, if I thought I could change the will of God. Then what's the point in praying, my friend? And I think it's pretty odd. Well, over by the courthouse, the sentencing is done. An innocent man is staring down the barrel of a gun. And it should change, because I think we all know the system's pretty flawed. But I don't know how to make it better, and I think it's pretty odd. But we're all waiting for a change with bated breath. But secretly I think we're waiting for our death. 'Cause we're all too damn flawed, and I think it's pretty odd. Well, out beyond these walls, the people's lives are worse than yours. All you see is your paycheck, and all they see are slamming doors, and you seem alright. And I didn't mean to prod, but you wouldn't help your brother, my friend, and I think it's pretty odd. No, you wouldn't help your brother, my friend, and I think it's pretty odd.
Is the only light we see. I will cry, no I won't, no I won't shed a tear just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, won't you stand by me? Stand by me. When the sky that will be born should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I will cry, no I won't, no I won't be afraid just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Yes, yes, yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this next song I'm about to do here is a favorite of Mr. Bill's. You see, Mr. Bill wants a little something, he like you sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Bill, this buzz for you. Yes. This is for y'all too. A change always comes. And oh, just like that old river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time I'm coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time I'm coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. Then I go to the movies downtown, and I thought I heard someone say to me, don't you hang around. It's been a long time I'm coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. Then I go to my brother, and I ask him, oh, brother, help me please. He winds up knocking me back down on my knees. And there have been times when I thought that would last too long, but now I think I made it to carry on. It's been a long time I'm coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. Yes, 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 yes. But check this out, Mr. Alex. See, Mr. Alex, this is the song right here. You know, when you ready to get back into where you was before you lost your virginity, this is the song that you sang to. You know that woman, you said, baby, I done lost it. And she said, what? She said, I done lost it. Then you look at it, she said, real. And then she said, I got something. Yes. That's right. But don't tell every clapper about this, okay? Next time you go to tell them, don't you tell it. The man here, that was this guy, he was over with Mr. B.
to change the tone of this thing a little bit slightly, maybe incredibly. We will see. How's everybody doing? I am Ryan Miller. I'm here for Bad Beatnik Poetry. Bill, I hate to let you down. I know one of your favorites is just here, but now I'm here. And you guys are too. You are stuck because there's good artists after me. I know it's short fiction night, so I have one of my poems that's not exactly poetic. So it kind of matches with the rest of my body of work, but I've got one that I think is sort of short fiction. I was thinking, if I could just find a new experience somewhere else, like I did before, I'd just move again. I mean, it's fun here and all, but the traffic is really awful. Like, move to another city awful, if you're someone who hates traffic, as much as I do. And I'm one of those people who hates traffic just as much as I do. So I guess I can start packing. To hell with what I built. I want other people riding buses and trains and passing by beautification projects that I will never see completed. To find traces of me, my footprints in concrete, or things that I may be painted on walls. I wonder who they belong to, or how they got there. Riding those buses and those trains in a city with no traffic or no signs of me yet. Thank you. That was it's pretty much as good as it gets, folks. I write poems about themes sometimes, and I, occasionally get the group of people that I work with, Bad Beatnik Poetry, to collaborate on themes. I've got, my first one was board games. This first one is about chess. This is my poem about chess, for some reason. Again, the knight becomes a rookie as we play our little games, bored, under the sunlight, or make a makeshift table from the tabletop of the actual table that's inside the table room. Or checkered past makes us wonder, why do you still try? Why would you take a queen on a picnic on the floor of the earth? But just after you answer, I want you to do me the royal favor and king me. Thank you. I wrote another one about barbecue. Here we go. A barbecue love affair, some shared link between us. A little gentle ribbing of one another. Our sauce is no secret. And these savory pickles are too heavy for the ants to carry away.
It's famous.
For some reason, one of my poetic themes was about blind Chinese violinists. I only wrote 3 of these, but here we go. The blind Chinese, with violin he sees, the time has come to play and please. Though they think that they can see him, he sees them not, and plays violin on a whim. Oh, what a simple life for him. Blind and Chinese, play violin, and oh, the things he'll never know, like the color of his violin's bow. The Chinese violinist who plays here all the time, he can only play music because he's blind. Where he's from, no one plays with ease because it's hard to read music written in Chinese. What do you have me here for? This is, again, staple Bad Beatnik poetry is usually used to, yeah, whatever, fuck it, I wrote some emo shit, here we go. There really isn't a giant eureka, just a million workable options. I have to forge through one to find an understanding. Why keep scribbling when surely I have other paths? Who says one star is a beautiful maiden and the other one is the knee of a brute? Setting is such an angstful home, or just the bedroom. The decade before, to newer rooms and houses of the sames, now more modern. Man, haughtily he laughs, willing to risk the image he has made, but scholars never note this. Just the play action that goes into the lives of the characters. They take turns and sing songs together around the bed's open borders. But a recurring dream threatens this place now. We have conflict. The gentle fabric of these cotton bed sheets and lilac reality is thrashed and shaken. Wild screams more than the players do. And we almost forget it. It's a dream. It's a play. But we can keep the audiences in their seats. Did the fabric tear? But I have lost any respect for anybody who would care as much as I, and I see that only the director says what act we are watching, and if our star leads, we'll reunite. Thank you. I'm doing this last because I might have gotten kicked off the stage by doing it before, but this is a poem that I wrote by a friend of mine. You can see that it's going to alternate in lines in terms of taste and style and quality. Maybe you can figure out which one is me. We will see. This poem is called Kotaro, the Honorless Ninja. Kotaro dismounted from his steaming horse and readjusted his katana slightly. He wished to use as little force as was needed to perform his duties rightly. The horse watched in disregard as the dim-clad soul disappeared, past the gates that fortune had unbarred and towards the fates that he had feared. Within the city lay thieves and fools, unaware of their own wrongdoing, their ignorance more fearsome than the ghouls who made a habit out of baby chewing. Kotaro had once as well, having known the sting of hunger, longer than his memories could tell, lost as he was when he was younger. The cawing birds tried to announce the coming of the assassin, but they were silenced by dark strike pounce, and Kotaro's shurikens went flashing. Fashioned from a foreign metal imported was when they questioned the Oda's rise. These were his best and oftenest resorted tools for when he sought to cause demise. The fools gave no notice as he passed, for he did so on the highest eaves, and he was as invisible as the cleanest glass and as silent as the falling leaves. Motivations were all that gave him pause, reasons were lacking and lies abound, and while there were no mortal laws he held, he hated yet a dishonest sound. The shogun and others of his ilk had often to Kotaro been untrue, but there was a woman's face encased in silk for whom all tasks he'd gladly do. Embossed upon her emerald crown was the fire of an ancient mandate, and twirled about her embroidered ground were authorities of an earnest fate. It was on her command that he embarked and was presently arriving, at the location on his map which she had marked with her quill made of purest ivory. "Two souls have wronged me, me of all," she said this with a whispered pain. That's how whispered pain sounds like. And drew her to a whimper small like a kitten curled up in the rain. "There are 3 objectives which I require you achieve to the letter," her note said. "The first is that in their funeral pyres no fire shall touch upon their heads. Second, his mistress commanded, is that you find my daughter and her child. Ghostly pale, she hollowly demanded, end their lives, but let their pain be mild." The last he dared not speak aloud, not even in his guarded mind. He hoped that he, within his stealthy shroud, that third dark purpose could not find. Things had changed much too much in this day and age for his liking, and killing had lost all its rush when bullets stopped the blades from striking. Kotaro did not care about cannonballs and danced through lasers like a dragonfly in spring. But what was awaiting him within those silent halls still gave him a feeling that was most frightening. Above the doorway was hanged a tablet of stone, all engraved, with a script of intent that was too deranged to be known, or lost, or saved. But Kotaro was not here to read, for this humble song has already said, our ninja hero assassin type was first aiming to behead. Kill the messenger flashed, his head stopped, paused, and hurt. No foe embraced him, nor dashed his lifeblood out to stain the dirt. With no dirt around from which to speak, Kotaro crept ahead on tile, and though he was a master ninja creep, he felt apprehensive all the while. He was glad to wear those darkened gloves, for the filth that covered those rooftops often stained the workman's love, silly shoes with those Chinese cross tops. And oh, I've got kind of a theme here, I'm sorry. Remarkably clean, nevertheless, he found the 2 marks for which he had sought, both reclining and passing hookah pipes around. These are the weakest targets ever, he thought. The rightmost was a pious man from a land across the western seas, but like all those who faced the demand of God, he succumbed to the sin disease. The other was a portly sort who sat with a crooked back. From his clean sofa he laughed and snored, and occasionally began to hop and cap. He hacked them to death, blood nor grief enshrine, no honor or left or glory to remind. Last page. Then whimpering in corner sought, the silk woman's daughter crawled, and in her arms she oft aloft her helpless child which bawled. This portion of the story has been censored in the West as being too gory when he cleaved that baby in the chest. After Kotaro done his noble duty and turned the baby into a bloody gruel, he then turned into the maiden's beauty and left a bag of food for ghouls. In fairness, it must be admitted that her beauty was unbecoming, and so we poets have remitted Kotaro's guilt of beauty killing. As he returned to his tethered steed, Kotaro longly grasped the letter. Now there was ample proof indeed that Her Majesty could have done much better. The horse shied away from his stench, but gore in waste and distaste, things are common to the single wrench that repairs the cogs of state. Thank you.
Woke up this morning, feel around for my shoes. My dog and chewed them up. I got them old walking blues, yeah. I woke up this morning, had them old walking blues. I leave her this morning, I had to go round the blinds. I've been mistreated, I don't mind dying. I woke up this morning, I had to go round the blinds. People that tell me your walking blues ain't that bad is the worstest feeling I most ever had. The people that tell me your walking blues ain't bad. I leave her this morning, fell around for my shoes. My dog done chewed them up. I had them all walking blues, yeah. I woke up this morning, my dog done chewed on my shoes.
So please welcome Chris from Twit Publishing. And tell us a little bit about Twit, because I didn't really give you a proper introduction.
Well, do you want to come up and talk?
No, not really.
Okay.
I can do it from
I
back
can
here.
stick with that then. We're a Dallas-based independent publishing company. We primarily do short stories, and we have one novel out. And we just had our 6th anthology of the series Pulp. Twit Publishing Presents Pulp come out. Actually, I didn't bring one out. I should probably just show it, but and this is I'll be reading from one of our stories from our 6th anthology just came out beginning of February, and this is called Lance Astral Flare and the Big Space Zombie Shakeup. And this is by Leon Hammerstedt. I didn't actually write this. I'm just the editor on the books and stuff.
Just the editor.
Just the editor. My name's on the book. On the books. I just edited it. All right, so we're going to start then. Now you just sit back in that seat of yours and let old Lance Astroflare tell you a story that'll blow your circuits and make your hair stand on end. This one's better than anything on the old boob tube and twice as cracking as anything you'll hear from your grandpa. There I was, driving my normal route around the main belt from Sirius to Hygeia and looking for distress SPVNVs when I picked up a ping from a beacon out there in the void. I'm just your friendly neighborhood self-propelled vacuum navigation vehicle merging locomotion technician, you know, and I'm always looking for someone to help out of a bind. So check telemetry on the source, because that's my job and I do it right, and I see it's come from some asteroid in butt-fucking Egypt. Where the hell that ever was, that ain't nobody's been to in probably over a decade, maybe even longer. I mean, this damn thing is I'm in on my charts, and I keep my maps going back years, because like I said, that's my job. So up here, my Galaxy Motors Galactic Panther 9000 that direction, taking it nice and slow and steering clear of the smaller chunks of space rock. I've seen too many people stuck in the side of the main channels because they got cocky. Not Lance Ashford though, no sir. Susie Q's my wife, my life, and my home, but more than that, she's my chow ticket. Up ahead I see her, that mean piece of space dirt flowing out from the bowels of some exploding star eons ago. She was more barren than a 4-year-old spinster that sold her uterus off to keep the bank from closing the town orphanage. Not a speck of life to be seen or texted by the old sensors. Think to myself, just where in the hell is this distress signal coming from? No engine disturbances on the big screen and no sign of life neither. Rather than come out all this way for the main drag just for a wild duck race though, I swing by for a closer look, going on low and slow enough to peer out the old porthole and look down the rock herself. And that's when I see it. Big old cruiser class space ferry. She was a big girl, but not so big me and Susie Q couldn't get her out of that bind. I held her on the main line, and know what I got? Nothing but static. Name, how do you do, thanks for the help, but we don't need it. I figured, what the hell though, if this baby's abandoned, I can haul her on in and sell her for scrap by the pound. I know opportunity when I see it, that's for goddamn sure. So I do a 180 on the dime and start bringing the old lady in. I'm gonna have to get out and attach the winch to get this ferry off the rock. I'll throw her in park and lean down to get my socks and boots on when I see something blinking out of the corner of my eye. You won't believe what the hell it is I saw down there on that solar flare scorched piece of shit rock, but I'm going to tell you anyways. It was an asteroid base. Had all the power running and everything, with light showing up the portholes. Go back and double check the sensors and I see the signature of an old reactor just humming and plucking along its last piece of plutonium. Better yet, I see a faint life signal down there too. Not particularly strong or nothing, but strong enough that something's got to kick me down there. What do, you ask? What the hell do you think I do, you fucking space orangutan? I finished putting my damn boots on and crawling into my suit. That's what. I'm Lance Astroflare, and I'll haul your buns to the jam every time. There I am, I step in the airlock and plow up to the void, my trusty toolbox in hand and bolt gun maglock to my hip. We hear the crack of the ship's radio off in the cab. Someone's trying to hail me, I figure. It's probably someone from the ferry asking about how much old Lance is going to charge to pull the cojones out of the fire. I hop on the iron and say, "This is Lance Astroflare with D&B Wrecker. Come on back, over." "Help us, please." Comes back the smoothest, most velvet-covered voice you, me, or anyone's ever goddamn heard. "Help us," she says. "We're trapped down here. He's done something to everyone on board." "Excuse me," I say. "Who's done what to the crew? Are you any assistance, ma'am? I see your ship down there, and I'm a certified emergency locomotion technician. Do you need towed to the nearest station?" "Oh, God, they're coming," she says. And then the line went deader than a tree on earth. I try calling her back to see if she's pulling my winch cable or if she's really in need of some good old-fashioned spacefaring assistance, but I don't get nothing. Nothing. The line stays dead. I get squat. And every now and again, a man's life has got to make a decision. It's going to just be working stiff, going day to day, hauling broken down ships in for service, not knowing what kind of walking around money he's going to have, or that he's going to get even enough
enough to even buy fuel? Or is he going to stand to the test and see what his metal's really made of? Well, that day, that was my day, god damn it. Sure, I could put that rock in my rear view finder and never tell a soul. No one would know the difference. Only one person would, but that one person would be me. I'll be honest, a voice inside me whispered I probably should just sit back down, throw her in drive, kick the afterburners on until I got back to my usual route. It whispered to me that no pretty girl was worth getting killed over, or worse from the sound I recall. But I pushed that voice down, kicked the living shit out of him, and shoved him inside his footlocker where he belonged. I ran back to the airlock, tools in hand, and jumped out in that cold void of space like it was the embrace of a beautiful woman after a long night of drinking whiskey and dancing to the oldies. I pushed off towards the surface, kicking the old gravity boots on when I got close to the ground. That station was ancient, I tell you. It was so pitted by debris and stray dust particles, it was a wonder there was even any atmosphere left in it. Walked along the surface of the main airlock and let myself in, easy as you please, and shut the door behind me. I let myself in through the other side. I had turned on my lights since they hadn't left them on for any visitors. Checked and double-checked the oxygen levels before taking off my helmet and let the old golden locks breathe. That place was a wreck. Worse than a synth rock show after a bunch of whiz kids had busted it in after hitting the dark matter. Hard. If you've been to the base of Olympus Mons 20 years ago, you know what I mean. I called out to the depths of that hard-bitten beast, but all I heard back was a sweet echo of my own voice. I ain't a quitter, so I went deeper into the station. Turned around the corner and called again. Hey, I asked, do people need assistance? This time I got a response. A moan, a deep, throaty, croaky moan. An old roommate would make a noise like that the morning after getting 20 cans deep into a case of bad brew. It's coming up from up ahead, deeper in the station. Naturally, I followed it. As I got closer, I heard more of the groaning. Beneath that, though, I heard a low whimper. I turned the corner and flashed my light ahead. Right there, smack dab in the middle of my beam, were 4 people clawing at a metal door. Well, I say people, but I really mean used to be people. Their skin was dry and falling off, their hair coming out in clumps. I didn't know what they're up to, but I knew it wasn't any good. Hey, you sons of bitches, I called. Here's what the hell do you think you're fucking doing? And all they did was turn and look at me, their eyes lighting up and their hands going up like claws. Then they came at me, lurching and dragging themselves across the metal grating like a bunch of, well, you ain't gonna believe, they're like a bunch of fucking zombies in the old movies. I stepped back, opened my toolbox and grabbed out my wrench. There was 4 of them and they were headed up right for me. Sure, they were slow, but I wasn't gonna take nothing to chance. I've been in more than my fair share of scrapes. In fact, I've probably been in half the population of Sirius's fair share too. I know how to handle myself. They come at me, grabbing and trying to tear at my hair and skin and face. The first one that gets to me, he's tall and kind of lanky, so he's got a good reach. Look at his fingers, he's going for my eye sockets, and they've been replaced with some sort of metal talons. I go and roll close, wrench my hand, and clobber the shit out of him with it. Thunk. Right between the eyes. Trusty old wrench takes him down in one wallop. Next one comes at me, I do the same. Same after that, and same after that. I look down at them on the ground, twitching and moving, and I start to see that they've got metal all over. Not the kind they've got in series. No, this is weird and strictly non-cosmetic, to catch my drift. Like they've been, I don't know, altered or something. Some of them have metal teeth. One has something attached to its head that could have been a blowtorch once in those claws I mentioned. I started thinking I should have listened to that damn little voice. Maybe I shouldn't have stuck him in his footlocker after all. But then I hear that other voice. The one I first heard over the radio. Hello, I call out. Over here, she says. Please help me. And I realize it's coming through that door those people are trying to get through. So I go over and tell her to open up, that I'm here to save her. She opened the door and I shine that light in and damn, I really did the mother load in this one. She's almost 100% pure grade A human and hot as fucking hell to boot. Got tits that won't quit and legs all the way to Jupiter. This one was fast and lean, every young man's dream. You know what I mean? What's your name, honey, I ask. Bella Akron, she says. Bella Akron, I say? Why don't you just tell Lance Ashflare just what in the hell he stepped into? And that's when she starts the waterworks on me. She's babbling and going on faster than near light speed. And I'm trying to get her to keep it down in case those things that just knocked out of commission have got friends. Is anyone else alive, I ask? She just shakes her head. Please, you have to stop him. He's turned all the passengers to an army. That man made them thaw him out, and now he's awake and doing things to them. Who, honey, I ask. The scientist. Now, right then I thought the same thing you just thought. Just what in the wide world zero-G sports did Lance Ashford get himself into this time? We were just taking a normal trip from Vesta to Palos when our pilot locked himself in the cockpit and detoured us into the main belt. He started pumping some sort of gas in the cabin of the ferry. I don't know why, but I wasn't affected. Maybe it's because I don't have any implants. I don't know. I tried calling for help, but he must have jammed our phones. When we landed, I pretended to be controlled and went along with them. He told them to start the old reactor up so they could thaw out the scientist. I knew right then that asteroid was no place for Mirabella. Grabbed her by the arm and said, "All right, honey, we're getting you out of here." She nodded to me real sweet and we started going, and that's when I heard it. There are locked doors opening again. This time, of course, it wasn't my hot little hand pushing the button. At this point, I've got my fingers crossed for luck, just hoping, that whoever it is that just let themselves in is here to help. Around the corner with Bella and Toad, keep on going. Turn another corner, and another. But this place is twistier than drunk corkscrew, and the broad ain't much help either. I start to go around one corner, and I hear a thud. 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 Like a 300-pound dude tricked out in all the latest Astro Flare annihilation gears walking around. That's when the howling starts. I'm thinking, first with the groaning, and now with the howling. How much worse can this get for old Lance Astro Flare? Then I hear it sniffing. Then it fucking growls, man. I see a side room with a heavy metal door that might be just what we need. I shove my way in, dragging her behind me. What was that thing, I asked, looking around? And what the hell is this shit? There's tools and surgical bays and robotic arms, blinking goddamn lights everywhere. There's a bucket of limbs in one corner. Not robot limbs either. Looks like a fucking slasher movie in here. That must be one of the wolves. That must be one of the wolves, the ones that were coming for the scientist, she says. This is where he made the change to the people, I ask? I think so, she says. There were just so many. So many, I think. There must be hundreds of zombie things wandering around out there, all armed to the teeth, with their teeth, and poor little old me ain't got nothing but a wrench, a plasma torch, and a bolt gun. So I start digging around, figure there's gotta be something I can use to fight my way out of here. I just know it's gonna be a fight too, because when trouble comes a knocking, I know the sound of its rap-tap-tapping on my chamber fucking door. Dig through the piles of scarred shit. I'm digging and throwing anything I think might be useful off to one side. Got a bone saw and an assault laser out of that mess. I know what you're thinking too. What the hell is an assault laser doing there? Well, I'll tell you later. So I find a spare energy clip for the big gun, slap it in, and have Bella duct tape that bone saw to my left hand. My Uncle Willie always said, "Lance, big guy, if you're ever going to a fight, make sure you're the craziest one there." I never knew what Uncle Willie meant before that, but I sure as hell did right then, I'll tell you that much. I listen to the door because, crazy or not, Lance ain't stupid. There's something moving, so I hush up Bella and keep my ears peeled. It's not like the 300-pound ape from before, one of Bella's wolves, so I hunker down and listen to go past. When I think it's gone, I shoulder through the door and look around. I look right, nothing. I look forward, nothing. I look left. I can feel that ugly son of a bitch's breath in my face, just panning away like the nastiest, worst, most roid-raged, rabies-infested, flea-bitten mug you've ever had the displeasure of laying your eyes on. He was big, he was furry, he was mean, I could tell he was pissed and hungry. He had yellow fangs and was dripping acid from his jaws. So what do? Tell you what the hell I do. I uppercut him with the bone saw in my left hand and unload that assault laser in his belly. He rears back, howling and buzzing, spraying gore all over the walls, thrashing around, shooting laser beams from his eyes at the ceiling. I'm screaming right alongside him, screaming just to keep my fucking sanity at this point, and there's a smell like someone's cooking up sausage stuffed with crazy werewolf hair. I just dropped one in the fire. Bella's screaming behind me, and this wolf's flying around, trying to get out the end of my saw, but I'm not letting him go. But I guess I hit deep enough because the only thing I hear after a while is the sound of the bzzz from the saw and my own yelling. So I kick that son of a bitch backwards, I turn to the girl and say, "Hey, where in the hell is that reactor from here?" She tells me it's 3 floors down and she thinks she can guide me there. I tell her, "Don't think, honey, just know." And she says, "Yeah, she can do that." So we head out to find an elevator. Problem is, none of these elevators work. We get in and try pushing buttons on the damn thing, but there's not enough power to run. Just the main elevator works, and when I put my head around the corner to take an old look-see at the situation, there's zombies and werewolves duking it out already. There's limbs and furs flying all over like it's a limb and fur circus in there. Blood spraying the walls, wolves are howling and yelping and growling, and then there's that moaning and groaning coming from the zombies. So we decide to take the stairs. We get to the bottom of them, all the way down in the stone bowels of this bad beast from the dark side of God knows where, and start wandering around. It's quiet down there, just the whine of servos and the hiss of steam and gas. It was too damn quiet, you ask me. Bella's whimpering and trying to pull me back, but I pull her close and say, "Baby, we ain't going till this job's done. No way Lance Ashford is going to unleash these sons of bitches in the solar system." She nods, and that cute little lower lip starts to quiver, and we keep on going. Bella couldn't remember exactly where the reactor was, but that's fine because we got signs, and I practically made a living from reading signs. I lead her down the main hall towards the reactor, find the door, and go in. Some kind of command center, some crazy-looking little guy punching away on a keyboard, and some shriveled-up blue guy who's wrapped head to toe with bandages and wearing a hydraulic power suit is pacing the floor. Blue guy's nose is all frostbit off and his face looks like old boot leather. Turn out to look at the keyboard as a pilot from the ferry, and the guy who looks like he should be in the ICU is a scientist. The scientist keeps screaming, "Stop them, Windy! Stop them, damn you!" "I'm trying, sir," says the little guy, "but you made them too strong." I lift my laser at two of them and yell, "Hey, hey, what in the hell are you two doing?" "Fool," gets the scientist. "How dare you invade my laboratory?" But he pronounces the laboratory like some kind of Frenchie. Comes rushing at me, the ground shaking and earthquaking under our feet. I push Bell out of the way and dive at him, laser rifle blasting and bone saw buzzing. I shatter the glass in his suit and he screams. All the gas starts leaking out of the glass cockpit of the suit. He's flying around like a fucking grizzly bear that ain't eaten some campers in a week. So what do? I duck under his pitcher claws, I reach around back for those sweet golden locks of mine, and come up right in his frozen dead face. I jam my bone saw hand into the glass, and start performing my own brain surgery on him. The suit really goes off the wall then, starts going crazy and wrecking the whole damn place like he's a member of the break everything in sight and pay for it later cult. Blood spraying the glass and all over me, and all over the inside of that thing. I ride that bad bastard to the ground, and dig my bone saw out when I almost hit the headrest to the other side of the guy's cranium. I leap off it and look around. Quimbley, that sleazy little dickhole, has got Bella hostage. "Don't make me do it," he screams. He's holding some kind of broken shard of glass to her neck, and she's got those waterworks going, and his Quimbley fuck is caught in a field. I say, "Hey, fuckface, we could do this the hard way or the easy way. Let the girl go, and I just let you go too, man." He screams like a little fucking kid. Bella stomps her heel into his toe and breaks free, and I turn that Quimbley guy into Easy Roast Quimbley with my assault laser. Bella comes running to me, and I grab her by the waist. She kisses me and starts wanting to make it right then and there in the floor of the command center. But I say, "Not yet, honey. You still gotta blow this curry stand." I check the security and realize that even if we get to the top, we still got an army of werewolves and zombies between us and the werelock. But I figure, hell, we've come this far, we might as well go for the whole chili-covered enchilada. So I start setting the reactor into overdrive. There wasn't a lot of plutonium left, like I said before, but there was enough to wipe this ugly-ass little pimple off the glorious space of the Milky Way. We're on our way out the door when I get an idea. I have Bella help me grab the scientist out of the hydraulic power suit. We both climb into the cockpit. I figure, hell, I ain't gonna be using it. We get out of the power center and into the elevator. It's just the whining of the lift and the breath of a beautiful woman on my neck for 3 levels. Then the door opens. All the zombies, at least 3 dozen and what's left of the werewolves, are going at it like whiz-smoking cats and drop-snorting dogs. Or wolves. Whatever. There's blood and screams and burnt flesh. Werewolves are tearing zombies apart and cooking their entrails with laser beams from their eyes. Awful shit I still wake up screaming from in the middle of the night. "Hey," I holler. "Hey, you ugly bioengineers, cybernetically enhanced sons of ugly bitches." They all stop and look at me as I flip up the lid on one of the joysticks in the cockpit. "Eat this, furballs." I yell as I start spraying the whole hallway down with napalm and pain. What does burning werewolf smell like? Like something you want to forget, that's what. One of the wolves jumps at me like a giant flaming, howling marshmallow that's pissed you dropped at the campfire. I bat him away like I'm the queen of prom night and he's the handsy varsity quarterback. Crush him in the ground and stomp on him with a big hydraulic power foot and just keep on walking. No looking back, no regrets. I keep spraying those assholes down so there's nothing moving. "Hurry, Lance," Bella screams with a crackling and popping of napalm-coated mutant freaks. "The reactor." "Don't worry, honey," I say, walking through the smoke and flames. "I got you." We make it to the airlock and I get Bella into a suit. Then route the airlock and into the void. I send her up to Susie Q and have her release the windshield. Attach the ferry and get in with her. We pull that beauty right off the asteroid, easy as you please. Just before the reactor goes new supernova and pops that werewolf, zombie, and crazy scientist fills zit all over the space-time continuum. "Lance," Bella says, crawling into my lap and putting her head on my chest while I drive away. Thank you for everything." And I say, "Don't mention it, honey. I'm Lance Astroflare, and I'll always get you out of a jam."
It's a true story to the best of my knowledge. It was in his chapbook from 2003 called Always the New. And this is called Stupid Suburban Jack-Off Story. I was hanging out with these 2 chicks, roommates. The first I possibly loved, however I dated the second after the first blew me off. So this one night, a weeknight, I'm asleep in bed when the phone rings. It's number 2 and she's at this all-night laundromat, luckily locked inside. She could leave, see, but there's this guy, and he's got his cock out, and I guess he's jacking off up against the large glass window. So she's tripping out and stuff, like she's never seen a cock before. She says that number one, that is, the roommate, always calls me when she needs help, and could I come help? So, I grab my baseball bat, Black Justice, jump into the Mitsubishi, and drive like a bat out of hell, or Batman in the Batmobile, or a guy with a bat or something. When I arrive on the scene, I jump out menacingly. The guy is already running away, also like a bat out of hell. So I shout really, really loud, "Yeah, go on, keep running, you fucking jacking off, cock-showing motherfucker!" And he did. And so we went about our business. You know, it's kind of weird, because later on down the line, when number one had moved on and didn't need a superhero anymore, number two and I dated probably 6 or 7 times. Each time I wore my lucky black turtleneck shirt, and we got goofy-ass drunk on Zima at some club, and made out pretty hot and heavy. However, she never gave me the pussy. This was pretty disappointing considering, but she did jack me off a couple times. Ironic, I suppose.
Okay, this first one is called Goodbye, Rosalind, and make the shakers really sinister, okay? So shake them loud. Right now. Goodbye, Rosalind. It's time to let you go. I've gotta save myself. I just can't take it no more. I met you on a summer day, chocolate brown eyes that blew me away. We fell in love that night. I knew our love would be alright. Goodbye, Rosalind. It's time to let you go. I gotta save myself. I just can't take it no more. Said you'd love me for all time, and we kissed, your lips were like wine. And that man came along one day, fell in love and you slipped away. Goodbye, Rosalind. It's time to let you go. I gotta save myself. I just can't take it no more. Now you come back to see me again. Say you wanna be more than friends. You want my love one more time. Say you'll love me for all time. Goodbye, Rosalind. It's time to let you go. I gotta save myself. I just can't take it no more. this next one's called Love Is All I Need. No shakers on this one. I waiting for you.
So yeah, come back next month. I have a feeling we're going to have a musician featuring, but don't quote me on that. In the meantime, enjoy your Easter weekend. Drive safe on your way home. And as always, keep your rockets pointed up. And if you can tell me what I'm putting there, I'll host the next show and address. All right, thank you. All right, song and...
It is on the album that has
The host the next show and address. The host the next show and address. The host the next show and address. The host the next show and address.